Howdy, Chunky. It's a Monday and I'm about to go to the probation office, but first I need to post these two legal letters, one to the Lord Chancellor, Miss Mahood, who won't be in a very good mood when she reads 6 pages of what probation have done now. They've banned me from going to the Edinburgh Festival and they've banned me from going to the Freedom March. The interesting thing about Edinburgh is they obviously don't want me to see this young man who does the whole show naked, pulling a children's toy out of his anus erectus. Join us at alexbelfield.com for the news every morning at 6 and the phone-in, Sunday and Wednesday at 9. Last night's phone-in was extraordinary. Watch it there, alexbelfield.com. Right, post these.
Box takers, dinghy divers, and lefties. This ain't for you. Alex Belfield's voice of reason.
Don't worry, Tarquin, we're not at war. This is just Nottingham doing renovations. People in Gaza say, thank God we don't live in Nottingham. Isn't it glamorous? Howdy mush, it's just before 9 o'clock on a Monday morning and I've come for my meeting at probation. The address they sent me is here. Let's go and have a look. This is the address they sent. Look, Tarquin. Well, this doesn't look like a probation office to me. Ah, it appears it's closed and they've forgotten to tell me. Where now? So I've now made it to the right address, which apparently is on Canal Street, which is anal with a C in front of it, which is ironic, as I've been probing the anus erectus for the last 45 minutes. What we've got to the bottom of today is that I am banned from the Freedom event. The irony that a man who did not commit a physical crime is not allowed to have freedom after spending 2.9 years in prison is ironic. The flag-waving event on the 13th of September, unfortunately, will not be attended by me. They say that I would draw attention to it, and because of my profile, it wouldn't be appropriate. Even though I'm just some gobshite from a pit estate in Nottingham, I can't wave a flag in London. But I can go to London this Saturday to see a musical. I mean, this is laughable. So it's going very, very well. But the most interesting revelation today is that I'm not allowed in Edinburgh because of the type of shows. And I said, but you let me go to an ABBA concert in front of 3,000 people in London. I went to see the Book of Mormon in Nottingham, etc., etc., etc. And I'm going to see the Producers next week. No problem at all. And do you know what the Producers is about? No problem with that. But I can't go to Edinburgh. So because there's a few lefties there, by the way, completely unrelated to any victims, which is my only licence conditions, I'm banned from Edinburgh. So I'm banned from waving flags in London. I'm banned from a free speech event the night before with Andrew Bridgen. And I'm banned from appearing anywhere that has people more than 2 just because I'm too high profile and I might embarrass them. This is going very, very well. I think this is marvellous. This is exactly what the Human Rights Act is there for. I handed them my judicial review update that has been now posted to both the National Security Division of Probation. Yes, I am MAPA 2 Level 3 Terrorism Level Watch with my 0.17% risk. And despite what I read out in the letter, which are there in the timeline, look down there, my risk hasn't increased. What they said, it's dynamic, and on the moment that I published the video, it went up and then it came back down again. My risk is dynamic. I've never been described as dynamic in my life. I couldn't be fucking happier. Look, Tarquin, there is Nottingham Castle, a place where Robin Hood stole from the rich and gave to the poor. It's a bit like what Rachel Reeves is trying to do when she's not boo-hooing and crying. Here in Nottingham, it looks like, well, a bomb site. In fact, if you go to Kyiv, I think you'll find it looks dignified than this shithole. But that's not why you called. Nottingham Council say that this is a lovely area of natural growth. Think Dan Abacus's Lady Garden. I say it's just a pile of weeds. Isn't the high street glamorous? I mean, the bits of it that aren't closed. A young lady said to me in the meeting this morning, she said, "You are very rude, Mr. Belfield. You keep interrupting your probation officer." This young lady had come all the way over from Birmingham because I'm so dangerous. I need 2 probation officers. Isn't it lovely? All these shops, absolutely fabulous. Every single one of them virtually closed. This is what they're doing to the high street. Anyway, she said to me, "You're very rude. You keep interrupting." I said, "Could you answer the question then about what my risk has increased to?" And she said, "I don't know anything about your case, Mr. Belfield." And I said, "Well, why the fuck are you here then?" Surely this can't be the dream of Keir Starmer. Surely. I like Nottingham because when you come here and park your car to see closed shops, it costs more than a week's holiday in Benidorm. Even the Burger King has closed, Tarquin. Somebody said to me once, give me a Whopper. I said, Angela Rayner is attractive. Meet me by the lions is the old Nottingham catchphrase, but if you tickle lions, occasionally they'll bite your head off. Talking of which, I'd better go and see Probation. Word on the street is the old Debenhams is now packed with dinghy divers who live upstairs. I don't blame them. They have lovely furnishings and temper mattresses. Why are our streets filled with vermin, Tarquin? Look at them. Ugh. Howdy much, so that's it for a Monday where we find ourselves outside the council house. No wonder all the dinghy divers want a council house. Good morning. By the way, at the top, that is Little John. That's the bell at the top, the bell end. And if you'd like to hear a bell end, tune in to Talk Radio's breakfast show. He's marvellous. That, by the way, is a tram. They run over a lot of people. They're all very friendly. They've all got names. They're all called mostly Arnold. So that's it from me on a day where we found out that a lady heckled me in my probation meeting who went on to say, I know nothing about your case. I've been told that the efficacy and bringing into disrepute of HMPPS will not be tolerated, and that my risk has increased even though it stayed the same as high. Despite my 0.17% recidivism, that's my ultimate risk to the public not changing. None of this makes sense, does it? That, by the way, isn't one of those 5G towers. It's a ride. They're setting up the Christmas market already. We do tend to peak too soon here in Nottingham. If only they spent more time trying to make it not look like a bomb site on the periphery of Gaza, it might make the place a little less stinky and more appealing. Do not feed the pigeons, by the way. We are not in Mary Poppins. It's not a good idea. They are technically vermin. Think squirrels. Squirrels, by the way, are the same as rats, just with a feather boa. I'm not sure anymore that Nottingham is the Pearl of the Midlands. It used to be, but sadly, since Maid Marian started wearing a hijab, it's all gone to shit. Tarquin, it's summer and there's sand. 3 little old ladies sat over there, one licking an ice cream, one sucking an ice cream, and one chomping on an ice cream. I said to the gentleman next to me, which one's married? He said, I don't know. The one licking the ice cream? I said, no, the one with the wedding ring on her finger. If you're looking for any foliage this year, by the way, there's some free plant pots here in the Old Market Square that Nottingham City Council so kindly have left for people to steal. Some culturally diverse advice if you are finding yourself by the seaside this summer, just make sure you don't get crabs. Fucking hell, you can't even get a sponge finger. The Exchange under the council house used to be the most glamorous and beautiful place to go shopping. It's now covered in diarrhea. Well done, not City Council. At least Primark's still open, so you can get yourself a £1 pair of jeans made by some dinghy diver somewhere near Bangkok. I've come to my solicitors, Doolittle and Diddlem, and unfortunately they're not available at the moment. I don't know why I'm not getting very good legal advice, but it appears this isn't going very well. Oh dear. Oh. So it's most peculiar because the young lady who came all the way over from Birmingham from the National Security Division of Terrorism Watch Probation said to me, you must stop interrupting, Mr. Belfield, your probation officer, you're being very rude. I said, rude? I said, you've just said I didn't break the law and you've just said I didn't lie. Therefore, I broke my license conditions by not breaking the law and telling the truth. This doesn't make sense. Her final request was, did you come on the bus? I said, well, no, not since the judge's last ruling at the magistrate's court. It's a joke, it's a joke. I wouldn't go on the bus, I told her. She was very upset because I presume she's a lefty, what with being a civil serpent. Anyway, that's a joke, by the way. She seemed obsessed with how I got there. I said I wouldn't use public transport, not with all those stabbings and things, and with Nottingham being in such a shithole. Who would risk that? Next, I handed them legal documents that had been sent to Shamima Shemaima Mahood. Oh dear, it's not going very well now, is it? I might end up with a judge like this if this ends up going to court, and wouldn't that be ambivalentious if we've got somebody who doesn't know whether they're Arthur or Martha in Bombay or Morecambe Bay? Anyway, that's it from me, Alex Belfield, here in Nottingham. I don't know what to tell you. It's bewildering that they sent me to the wrong address. They then tell me that they can't allow me to go anywhere with flag wavers because I'm too famous, and the lady who's upset doesn't know anything about my case. I'm going to get on the tram now. Be careful, love, don't cross that road. You'll get ran over by this tram. It's a very aggressive tram. Multicoloured, very nice. It's not one of those LGBTQ ones, is it? No, not an alphabet people tram.
If you enjoy this kind of nonsense, do join us at alexbelfield.com for the news, 6 a.m, where I rant and rave like that for 40 minutes. The phone in Wednesday and Sunday at 9. We would love to see you join our party of free speech. We're not PC. We're Ofcom free and there's no BS. Join us. Last night's phoning, by the way, was extraordinary. The best phoning I've ever done in my 30-year career. The most incredible calls. One of them 50 minutes from a lady who just tells the most incredible story about 4 men from West Yorkshire, Pakistani Muslim men, and you can hear it now in full, unedited. It could never be broadcast mainstream or on YouTube at alexbelfield.com. Thank you for indulging me this morning. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. That was good fun.
Box takers, dinghy divers, and lefties. This ain't for you. Alex Belfield's voice of reason.